22. Solve for x. 5 times the quantity x minus 6 equals 9x, right? The first thing that we would like to do is distribute that 5 to both parts. So 5 times x is 5x. Bring down your minus sign. 5 times 6 is 30, and then it equals 9x. If you're a line drawer, we could draw a line. I need this x that is on the left side to be over with the x on the right side, so to get rid of it, we are going to subtract 5x from both sides, so we are going to get negative 30. And then equals 9x minus 5x is 4x. And then to solve this for x, we're going to divide both sides by 4. So we will get x equals negative 30 divided by 4 would be negative 7.5. And that's okay that we got a decimal, no biggie. Right, number 23, solve for x. 3/7 x plus 11 plus 2/7 equals 16. Okay, what we want to do on this one is combine like terms. I noticed that the 11 and the 2/7 both do not have an x on them, so we are going to add those together. So I'm going to have 3/7 x plus 11 plus 2/7 will simply be 11 and 2/7, and then it equals 16. All right, now from here, if we want to get the x by itself, we are going to subtract 11 and 2/7. Okay, so we'll have 3/7 x equals 16 minus 11 and 2/7. We can use our calculator to figure that out. That will be 4 and 5/7. And if you're not sure how to use that ABC button on your calculator, please feel free to ask me. And then to get x by itself, since this 3/7 is multiplied by the x, we will divide both sides by 3/7. And once again, we can use our calculator to figure out 4 and 5/7 divided by 3/7. And we will get x equals, I'm just going to do a little work over here because I don't have my calculator available so I can figure out what the answer would be. And I believe the answer will be 11. Right, number 24, solve and graph. So we are going to graph the answer when we're done. The first thing I'm going to do on this one to get the x by itself is to add 3 to both sides. So that will give me negative 5x is greater than or equal to 30. I will then divide both sides by negative 5. That will give me x. 30 divided by negative 5 is negative 6. And since I divided by negative, I do need to change the way that my sign is going. So my answer is x is less than or equal to negative 6. So on my number line, negative 6, negative 5, negative 7. It will be a closed circle because of that equal sign. Less than will be heading to the left. All right, number 25. 3x plus 4 is less than or equal to 13, or 4x minus 2 is greater than 22. Since we have or, we know that we are going to be heading in two opposite directions, and we're going to treat these problems as two different problems. So to solve the first one, to get rid of plus 4, we'll subtract 4. So I'll get 3x is less than or equal to 9. Then we'll divide both sides by 3. I'm going to get x is less than or equal to 3. So that's one answer. And then for the second one, let's add 2 to both sides. So I'll get 4x is greater than 24. We'll divide both sides by 4. We get x is greater than 6, and then there will be an or in between. So we'll put 3 on our number line, 6, I'll put 4 in between somewhere there. And then less than or equal to 3 would be a closed circle heading to the left, and greater than 6 will be an open circle heading to the right. Number 26, solve and graph once again, and this time it is a connected graph, so I know when I'm done my answer is going to be somehow connected. I like to draw lines down each of the inequalities, and I'm going to circle what's inside. So to get rid of that plus 5, we're going to subtract 5 from all three parts. Negative 11 minus 15 is negative 16, then I have 4x in the middle, 17 minus 5 is 12, and then we're going to divide all three parts by 4, so I will get negative 4 x, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then we'll just bring down the signs that were in the original problem. Okay, so now I know I'm going to have a negative graph connecting negative 4 and 3. I'll put 0 in the middle. At negative 4, we will have a closed circle because of that equal sign. Less than 3, we'll have an open circle because there's not an equal sign, and then we know that x will be anything between negative 4 and 3. Ready, 27, solve for q. T equals PQR divided by m, and we are solving for q. Okay, so we're going to work these a little bit differently. I think I'll get rid of that m first, and this is divided by m. So to get rid of divide by m, we can multiply both sides by m. So I'll get m times t equals, the m's are gone now, p q r. I'm going to circle that q again. Since p and r are both right next to q, that means multiplication. So to get rid of pr, we'll just divide both sides by pr. So on the left side, I have mt over pr equals, now everything crossed off except for the q. And then if you would like to rewrite that so the q is on the left side, that would be okay. All right, 28. The cost to, I'm guessing this is rent a car is $30 per day plus $2 per mile. You rented the car for 1 day and spent a total of $224. How many miles did you drive? Okay, you could figure this out without writing an equation, but I would strongly suggest trying to write one. Okay, it says how many miles, so I'm going to let M be the number of miles. It says to cost the rent a car is going to be $30 plus $2 times every mile that you drive, and we know we went 224 miles. So I'm just setting up my equation like this. Now it's a simple one to solve. We're going to subtract 30 from both sides. So I'll get 2m is equal to 224 minus 30 is 194, I believe. Yep. And then we'll divide both sides by 2. So m will equal, let's see here, 97, I believe, which means we drove 97 miles.